Let's go over how to perform the single leg RDL or single leg Romanian deadlift. So there's a couple of different types or categories of deadlifts, but two very common ones are the Romanian deadlift and the conventional deadlift. Romanian deadlifts are performed starting from an upright position with a slight knee bend and then lowering the weight down to about mid-shin level and then standing back up from there. Conventional deadlifts start from the ground where you bend the legs a lot more than in the Romanian deadlift and then pick the weight up, driving through the floor with those feet, and then bend the legs and lower the weight back down to the floor. So the Romanian deadlift, having only that slight bend in the knee and then lowering to about mid-shin level and back up, is going to work a little bit more of your hamstrings as well as your glutes and spinal erectors, which makes it different from conventional deadlifts where you have a lot more knee bend and you're going to be working more of the quads and the posterior chain. So for the single leg RDL, there's two common things that happen when people are performing this exercise. Often people will have a lot of a bend in the leg as they're moving down and up. So this turns into more of a lungy type movement rather than keeping just a little bit of a bend in the knee to maintain tension across the knee joint and the hip joint, as you're hinging from the hip, lowering that weight down and then lifting it back up. Another common area is that the pelvis tends to want to open away from the standing leg during the lowering phase of this movement. You want to keep the pelvis squared forward, if anything, even rotated a little bit toward that standing leg to really get into that posterior hip and hamstrings. So with all of that in mind, let's try it out. So you're gonna hold a weight in your right hand and then stand on your left leg. You can extend the other arm out to the side or have the hand on the hip. And then you'll put a little bend in that left knee and you're gonna lower the weight down to about mid-shin level as you shift forward with your torso and up with your back leg, and then you'll pull yourself slowly back up to standing. I want you to think about this movement coming from the hip joint. You're hinging back through that hip, and your torso and your back leg are like a little seesaw over the fulcrum of this standing leg. So give these tips a try and try the exercise out and let me know how it goes.